So, I finally finished Marked by Moonlight by Sophie Jordan. I was considering giving it a 1 star, but I am going to be generous and give it a 2. But for the last 100 pages that I didn't comment upon, I do have one clip where I bitched because I was just so mad about it. I found out why they don't let women be werewolf hunters, and it's because they menstruate. Because the werewolves can smell the blood. Just get an IUD. You don't menstruate then. Or even better, hysterectomy. Or even better, the author isn't just a sexist piece of shit. But I decided to take notes instead of just, doing a bunch of clips of me in my face. So they are at a restaurant and it's raining, and she thinks that he only wants her because she's a werewolf, or he's like trying to be like, this is business, there's no blah, blah, blah. So she walks off into the rain. He drives up to her, forces her into his car by picking her up and like chucking her in there, and then they make out about it. Before that, there's this stupid "you use me for my body" trope that the main female character uses. I just have a note that says, stop saying her nipples are hard, for fuck's sake. And then another note that just says, Claire is sexist about the werewolf alpha possibly being a girl. Can women do anything in this book? And then very large, of course his sister is tiny while he is big. Again, the very small lady and the bigly big man. One of the werewolves refers to a female werewolf as a bitch. In the same way, it's like, get your bitch in line, which is atrocious. This werewolf, who calls her a bitch, is mentioned on, I want to say, the chapter before, or maybe like a couple pages before, about being a 12,000-year-old lichen. They mentioned him like the chapter before, and then suddenly he is there the next chapter. Maybe mentioned him a few chapters earlier, so it's not just like, wow, this one lichen we talked about 5 minutes ago has happened to show up. Just maybe. She slaps Gideon and then he kisses her, and this is stupid and cliche. His sister is a stupid flat character. She shows up twice and has no personality apart from the fact that she wants to become a werewolf hunter. Oh, trigger warning for self-harm and suicidal thoughts. She tries to kill herself and he calls her a coward for it. And after that, they fuck about it. Sex is referred to as impaling, and then I put a little crying face. I don't know if you can see. I don't think you can see. I don't know. There it is. There's the crying face. I don't know why. Impaling just seems not a sexy word to me. The heat of his hands singe her again. This was in a previous sex scene, the only previous sex scene. I mentioned that the heat of his hands is sort of like marking her and singeing her, which is, again, why would you use it in 2 sex scenes in a row? Be original. Hard is Sophie Jordan's favorite word, and I will never look at it the same. Ever. No, I never will. The smut scene ends with her never happier to be alive after she has previously attempted to self-delete. And I guess sex fixes everything. And if when I was depressed and wanted to die, I should have just been fucked and I would have been fixed, apparently. I also have I Hate My Life. Cooper, aka Gideon's boss, finds them and is going to kill Claire. Gideon tells her to run. She does. She gets kidnapped by Darius, who is the 1,200-year-old werewolf. And Cooper is still actively in Gideon's house, like they're fighting. And Gideon sees Claire, gets kidnapped, and punches a window about it. So that's great. Toast, can you stop playing with my yarn? There is the words Claire belonged to him, and then I just put KYS after that. Not as Sophie Jordan, at Gideon, the character. Not Sophie Jordan. Darius kidnaps her to be his mate. He's a werewolf and he doesn't kill anymore, so he just wants her to be his pack. so he can sexually assault her. And then there is no literal, like, no nuance about these characters at all. All werewolves are evil and want to sexually assault people, and that is it. Darius has a maid. Her name is Helen, and she is an old lady, and therefore she cannot be pretty, according to Sophie Jordan. He steals her clothes after she goes to shower. Darius steals Claire's clothes and makes her wear lingerie. I put another KYS, but that's for Darius this time, not Gideon. Then he just lets her go when he is about to sexually assault her because trauma, I assume. My note then ends with fucking what? Claire is driving to Gideon's house and he's being staked out by the no deal agents because, you know, he was helping a Lycan, so they think she might return to him. And a bullet smashes through her window and doesn't kill her because it bounces off the seatbelt buckle. My comment was just say he missed. Just say he missed. Oh, there is a clip of me saying this, but I will like put it in here. I was right. It was Cyril. I called it. Girl, write better. Also, purity culture is in this book. Cyril, the bad guy, as I called it, says that the teenager that he kidnapped hopefully is a virgin because they taste better. I didn't realize that having a penis inside of you makes your meat taste different. Oops. Girl. They save her and go home, and Claire is no longer a werewolf. Wow. And they fuck again. And again, he impales her. My review of this book, as I said to my friend, is Sophie Jordan needs to forget that the word hard ever exists and hire a better editor, or at least implement her editors. I hate this book. I'm never reading anything by Sophie Jordan ever again. If you like well-written romances, how about try First Time Caller by B.K. Borison? That one's pretty good. I have other suggestions that I will type here because I don't remember the titles off the top of my head, which are not like great romances, but they're a lot better than this. So if you want to read those, read those. I hope you're reading better books than I am. Mwah. Love you.
So I know you're not supposed to edit while you're still working on a draft. You're supposed to do it after. But I think I have to edit chapter 11 and fix the ending because there was something I wanted to add and I didn't do it. And so now I have to change it, which means chapter 12 is going to change. So what I have for chapter 12 might just be scrap. But I did write something for my friend in which I said, and Dad found you, he said. Cole nodded, finally bringing the cigar up to his lips and realizing that this would all have to be edited out. So I already knew this chapter was not good. So I think it would be for the best if I just scrapped it and fixed the ending of chapter 11 and then restarted chapter 12, but better. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I didn't properly sit down and write my writing goals like I do before. And as you can see, this isn't set up, so I'm not talking. But we will see. I moved chapter 12 to the scrap, and now it's no longer 60K. Boo. So, like I said, I deleted the end of chapter 11 and fixed it up, and then restarted chapter 12. And the draft is now back in the 60Ks. Woo! I could push myself and write the 24 more words to get to 1,000, but I want to go have a pop. And I don't feel like writing anymore. So, yeah. Woo! Writing session. This is the most I've written in a day in quite some time, actually. So I am quite proud of myself. So, yay!
She asked to go outside, but she's never experienced snow before.
So she's just sort of standing there, sniffing the air. Hey? I wonder if she'll go down the stairs. Just thinking about it. Look at her little paw prints. So, apologies if you can hear my heating going on in the background. It is quite cold today and it needs to be on, and I do not control the rate at which the heating goes. I didn't write yesterday because school was very not great. Given my past history, it was very triggering almost, and it sort of is just like it's one of those rough days in teaching where you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And I'm not saying that I don't want to be a teacher, but it was a day where I was like, I am going home and I am doing nothing. I am doing nothing when I get home. And I just like rotted in bed until my friend came over and then we chatted and then I just rotted in bed again because I needed to do that after what happened. And because I'm still a little shaken from it, I'm not even going to be writing any of my main projects or even like original fiction, though it is kind of original fiction at this point. But I am indulging in myself and I am writing some self insert because I am just like fried. I'm fried from what happened yesterday. And I don't have the brain power to sit down and actually think about where the nature of the beast is going, what I need to do for it, how all that jazz. It gets words on the page and it gets me back into writing. So tomorrow I'll be in a better brain space to actually sit down and write original words. But for today, no, I'm going to write some Taz Amnesty self insert. Let's go. I do have my goals, one of which is to write some self insert to feel better. Another one is to have fun. And the last one is to get back into writing after what happened yesterday. And I put a little frowny face. So let's get back into writing after what happened yesterday. I haven't written self insert in a while. It is like a comfort thing for me, in a sense. I don't know. It's just like these characters are nice to me because I made them. Some people go to therapy and some people write in self insert, and I do both. Let's go. Okay, I am about half an hour into writing. I've got 910 words done of my self insert, which isn't that impressive because it's self insert. So it just comes out of your brain and you're like, wow, I used the word sharp 18 million times. Oh, well, me and Sophie Jordan. Actually, I didn't use the word hard. Mine is sharp, though I think I only used it twice. So twice in 910 words is still a lot, but not as much as Sophie Jordan and the word hard. I think I'm going to end for now because I really want to crochet. I'm making some hats for a market and I want to continue doing that. So I will be doing that. But writing session successful, 910 words in half an hour. Woo! You got it. As you can see, I've already written almost 1,300 words actually at school today because it was slow and also I didn't have duty at recess, so I got to write for like 40 minutes. It was great. So I am finally sitting down to write tonight. I have been procrastinating. One, because do not scratch the carpet. What do you have to say about scratching the carpet, Miss Baby? Hmm? She's trying to escape, but I am holding her. You love me so much, don't you? Me? Oh, what's I haven't been writing. I've been procrastinating. One, because I wrote about 1,200 words at school today. I didn't have duty, so I got to just chill and relax during recess because all my prep was done. So I wrote on my laptop, and that was great. I got a lot done. And another reason why I've been procrastinating on writing is because I've been sewing spots onto this mushroom hat. As you can see, I only got 4 on it. Just gonna plop that. And then I just have like a bunch of a bunch of spots that I need to sew on. So I've been kind of distracted with that. So my goals, I haven't written them down, but 500 words for Cass and Cole. I want to specifically finish this scene, or rather, like subsection of a scene I'm working on, because it's fun. I love when hard ass ladies be nice to people, especially when they've been mean to people the whole time and then they're suddenly nice. Anyways, that's what I'm writing right now. Uh, so yeah.
So I am going to end here. I'm about 40 words shy of my 500 goal, but I just don't want to work on this anymore. And I don't feel like switching to another project. I really just want to sew my little mushroom hat. So I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, writing session complete.
I forgot to film. That's the final word count for total of today. Almost at 62,000. Woo. I'm gonna have to edit out so much of this. Almost dropped my phone. Almost dropped my phone again. I'm sorry if you threw up.
For those who were curious, I finished my hat. And I also changed it to pajamas because I was cold. And you just want me to cut a bug. Just want me to cut a bug? You give me a cut bug. He cut him. She keeps popping in and out. She's going to jump on the table and shake the camera. I'm trying to film. So I am finally getting around to reading Nona the Ninth. Oh, I got to be careful. My camera is on hooked onto my table, so I should probably just leave it alone. I have started. I read like the first couple of pages. I read the first like John interlude, which is very interesting. So that's something. But yeah, I'm just going to cozy up and hopefully get some pages read because I want to finish this book in 2 weeks. I kind of did not read it all this week, so maybe I'll bump that to 3 weeks because I technically started it on like Monday. So we'll give myself a little bit more time. But
So editing me realized I didn't comment on Nona the Ninth, but Tamsin Murr can describe scrambled eggs to me, and I will be entertained my entire life if that's the only thing she ever does. This book is starting off great.
so I'm doing something a little bit different today. Instead of typing on my computer, I am going to be writing in a notebook. This is for my short story anthology that I've been working on, and I've just been putting the rough drafts in a notebook because they are messy and emotional, and I feel like it would be better for me to get it out on paper first and then actually clean it up on the computer. So I have been writing on the computer. I have all the ideas for short stories written in the inside of it. I do have like a document, like a Scrivener document on my computer, but I haven't really worked on it that much. And I think that I just need to write it down. I have one rough copy here and I started another one, but I think I'm just going to scrap that entirely because I don't like it. And I think I just might make it a very short story, like one page, instead of all this build up. Just get to the point. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to be working on right now as my writing. It is a Friday, so it's the day before I usually post my video. And today is luckily a PA day. And since I'm a placement student, I don't have to work. So it's great. So this might be one of many writing sessions I have. I do have my little goal book, but I don't think I'm going to be filling it out because I'm not going to go back and count individual words that I worked on or anything like that. So I think I'm just going to write and listen to music and have fun. So I finished the rough copy of the story that I was working on. It's only a page long, which is probably like 100 words, and it needs a lot of work. But this is something I work on sparingly because it is about my trauma. So I don't want to bring up bad memories and then get like utterly consumed by it. So I work on it sparingly and I work on what I think I can handle at the time and then I put it away. So I think this is where I'm going to wrap up this week's vlog. I have actually written about 600 words for The Nature of the Beast today on top of the physical story writing that I had done. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that much more writing tonight. It is 7 p.m., which isn't that late, but I'm thinking I might settle down and watch a movie, finish crocheting the top of this mushroom hat that I'm making, and just have a lovely Friday night. If you enjoyed this vlog, please feel free to subscribe or leave a comment. If you have any book recommendations for me, I would actually love that. I enjoy romance books that aren't Sophie Jordan's Marked by Moonlight, and I love mystery books and fantasy, and I just like to read. So if you have any good ideas, I need a book after I finish Nona the Ninth, which won't be for another couple weeks. So please let me know. Uh, Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.